These cells have invaded our great nation. No more.
This whole video is going to be about what tumors do to lysosomes by stockpiling the cholesterol, therefore disrupting NPC1, NPC2. So basically those two NPCs are what the lysosomes need to export the cholesterol, but the tumors end up messing with those two NPCs. So tumors, they also use lysosomes not only to load cholesterol into exosomes, but also to disrupt the PSMAC by messing with the ICAM LFA1 mechanics. Because the LFA1 is something that the immune cells use on the PSMAC itself, or like as a sort of a receptor. So basically, this is a lysosomal cholesterol sabotage is what immune cells are doing. But the immune cells have to do something to stop that, which is some beans are going to help with that up next. And the first bean here, probably one of the best ones, is Great Northern beans. So they have resistant starch, phytosterols, polyphenols, and these actually reduce cholesterol entry into microdomains. So these beans, they end up making cholesterol less available for the plasma membrane lipid rafts, because the MVBs loaded with the exosomes, they fuse to the plasma membrane. So beans all reduce that negative impact if the MVBs were to fuse to the plasma membrane. Now the MVBs have the exosomes, and then the tumors get the exosomes and then create their endless list of problems for the immune system to destabilize the immune system. But beans could possibly stop that by reducing cholesterol availability for the plasma membrane, since the exosomes they fuse to the plasma membrane. Okay, so beans, they bind bile acids, therefore increasing fecal cholesterol loss. That way, reducing hepatic cholesterol, leaving less circulating LDL, which is why there is less cholesterol available so that there is no cholesterol to load into the lysosomes. Because if the cholesterol was to load into the lysosomes, then that would aid the tumor, which would not be a good situation. Okay, so beans, they have these things called phytosterols. What they do is that they make cholesterol less concentrated and less able to cluster at ICAM disrupting platforms, weakening tumor membrane stiffness and exosome potency. So basically, by reducing exosome potency, that's a good thing, because exosomes can do all kinds of things to the immune system, to destabilize the immune system, that it's basically a good way to say it. It's terrifyingly effective, the way exosomes operate, and that's why it's so critical to reduce the exosome potency. So the phytosterols in beans also reduce exosome potency by inserting into the membranes, but don't pack like cholesterol. So the membranes where the cholesterol would normally or usually dock at or insert into, but the phytosterols disrupts ordered lipid raft microdomains. Therefore, the cholesterol has nowhere to dock or to insert into, or at least the insertion of the cholesterol into the membrane is disrupted, because cholesterol makes lipid rafts rigid, but which would aid the tumor, such as in CD70, but the phytosterols in beans stops and prevents that, because the phytosterols disrupt the lipid rafts that the cholesterol would normally saturate. So another great thing about beans is that they have resistant starches, leading to the formation of short-chain fatty acids, which change lysosomal metabolism. So this is very important. So there's gut fermentation thanks to the beans, leading to butyrate, which is basically from the short-chain fatty acids, which activate AMPK. Now, these short-chain fatty acids are critical for the AMPK because the AMPK can become acetylated by acetyl CoA as a result of high sugar, high protein, therefore reducing AMPK's ability to boost the immune system and other good things against cancer. Okay, so since beans activate AMPK, this improves lysosomal function. That's critical for the lysosome to be able to degrade the exosomes. That way, the tumors do not receive the exosomes and the cargo loaded into the exosomes, such as miRNAs, PDL1, even acetyl CoA can be loaded into exosomes. And then the tumors can do similar things that high sugar, high protein combined together would be able to do. Let's say even if a human didn't take high glucose, high protein together in their diet. But thanks to beans, it shifts acetyl CoA usage away from membrane over acetylation. Now, acetylation wouldn't be a good thing because that's what high sugar, high protein together does. But deacetylation would be a good thing. So that's what beans are doing. They therefore allowing lysosomes to become processing centers, not storage vaults, which is what tumors try to do. They try to change lysosomes into storage vaults to store cholesterol, which isn't good. Therefore, the lysosome is not a processing unit to process exosomes so that the tumors don't get the exosomes. So beans, they end up starving the system that keeps lysosomes cholesterol loaded. So starving the system is a good thing, but the lysosomes loaded with cholesterol is not a good thing. So basically, a very good analogy for this that beans do is that it's like cutting the supply lines that would go towards the tumors, which is like exosomes. So basically, like the exosome cargo, like such as PDL1, acetyl CoA, miRNAs, etc., even mitochondria, even vitamins can be loaded into exosomes. All those things are supplies to the tumor, which is not good if it reaches the tumor, but the supply line is being cut by beans, possibly other things, other dietary compounds as well. Okay, so beans are having a double effect, a double whammy impact here, because beans are destabilizing or dismantling the tumor and cancer while at the same time benefiting immune cells. And the way beans do this is by enhancing the PSMAC formation, which I have other videos for. So the way the beans help the immune cells is by making the membranes low cholesterol, because that's what immune cells prefer. They need low cholesterol membranes, and not overloading the membranes either. So also immune cells rely on actin anchoring. So basically that's the immune synapse. The immune synapse is like an anchor or a bridge itself, which also needs actin polymerization. There are some foods that can help with that as well, but that's beyond the scope of this video. Okay, so low cholesterol microdomains means better force transmission. So basically what that means is the attack that the immune cell uses, such as a granzyme B perforin. The perforin is like a tube that attaches to the cancer cell. The granzyme B goes in through the tube and then causes the cancer cell to undergo apoptosis. So that's what low cholesterol allows to do. Also, less ATP wasted, because it's critical to not waste ATP, because immune cells need a lot, tons of ATP. The immune cells require ATP or they can't function, but it has to be in high volume. That ATP will be wasted because of high cholesterol. Okay, so quick recap. Great northern beans reduce cholesterol in membrane microdomains, preventing tumor lysosomes from staying cholesterol loaded. So that's it for the video. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Also leave your knowledge down in the comments as well, and I'll see you in the next video.